Yeah, I've always made bass sounds like that.
Feels right.
Right. Welcome everybody to Modern Weirdos Live. We got clickety clacks all over the place. We're coming in hot. We're just punching them keyboards as hard as we can. We are here with VoidStrummer, Harry Mandibles, and myself, Spicer, and we are going to be look-deving today. We're going to be hopefully minting something on a platform I am totally ignorant of, but VoidStrummer, the genius, the master, the savant, the
very good. We're gonna very good mintings. We're doing some mintings today.
The wizard of NFTs, the necromancer of NFTs, VoidStrummer.
Oh, now I appreciate that, and I value every one of those complimentary terms. However, I kind of like to think of myself as more the Starscream of the organization, or like a Beast Man. I try not to take the top role. You know, I just don't want that kind of spotlight. I like to be down there like, Megatron, how may I serve you? While secretly, you know, like working the back room. So,
what's up, Ivana? Thanks for being here, sister. In the first minute.
Wow. Good morning, Ivana.
Maybe we should give her her first NFT.
That's a good idea.
Right, Ivana, you're about to get an NFT.
Oh, damn.
Well, about to. We're not quite ready yet, but
so stick around.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. You will own your first NFT.
It's happening.
Right?
Oh, my.
All right. Let's see here. So we're going to mint on Hiket Nunk today, which is on the Tezos blockchain, and has the advantages of being full of friendly artists that are like, yo, you know, looking to help each other out, looking to inspire one another, and it's an environment where people can afford to collect, which is pretty badass too.
Yeah. Can I get that link?
Yeah, the link to Hiket Nunk. Yeah, one sec.
Yeah.
Hiket Nunk. Now, I was told to pronounce it that way, but maybe somebody was messing with me because I always said Hiket Nunk before, which I like. Hiket Nunk. I say it so fast.
Dude, that sounds that's like the sound you make when like the ska song's about to pick up.
All right, it's going into. Actually, I'll put it into. I'll just put it into the chat. So Nunk.xyz. And then that uses one wallet that works with Tezos is the Temple wallet. I've heard that there may be some challenges with the Temple wallet. I've never had a problem myself, but just full disclosure, I've heard that there could be some things it doesn't do that you might want to do in the future. So FYI, if you're going to install it, you know, investigate, check into that for yourself.
XYZ.
Yeah, it's got one of those sexy domains. Also, something to know about Hiket Nunk is it gets slow fairly often. So if it's not loading or whatever, you just got to give it a little time. You know, you got to give it a little love. You know, encourage it, inspire it, support it, massage its glutes. It gets there.
Right. Do some single leg squats. Make sure that those glutes are nice and tight.
Yeah.
Right. I know what you mean.
Oh. And then people tend to mint in additions, like larger additions on Hiket Nunk, owing to the lower average price point.
This just took me back to whenever I was like a kid playing a Commodore 64. just oh my God.
Right off the screen.
Right. Yeah, you know, this isn't like it doesn't feel like pretentious. It just feels like people having fun.
Yeah, that's exactly the tone that I get from it too. All right, I am saving out the scene with our geometry in it again now. It's got no lights. It's just got an output collection. And it's got our alien in it. Save as Ancient Aliens 03 for, let's make this 04 for Lick Dev. Ejected into space.
The final frontier.
Into space.
I just watched Event Horizon the other day.
Oh, how was it?
It's been a while. I can now not see that movie and not think that it isn't a prequel to Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, interesting. Now I need to learn more about Warhammer 40,000.
Dude, well, like here's the thing is like I always liked that movie. Like I thought it was great when I saw it way back when, but I caught something in passing a couple weeks ago where they were saying that the director made it as like kind of a tongue-in-cheek, not really tongue-in-cheek, but just kind of like a sly precursor to the world of Warhammer 40,000. That it was like the invention of like the space travel, right? Because in 40K, like they go into the way that it's just, I mean, that universe is all about just huge, big, expansive concepts, right? But they travel by going into like these like wormholes that go into this kind of space between space. It's called the warp, and that's like inhabited by, for lack of a better term, they just call them demons, right? And I mean, just like watching that movie with that lens, the architecture and the structure of the ships and everything, like the suits, all of it, dude, it all reads like 40K. There's like spiky bits on the doors. Like it's just, yeah, I can't believe that it is not part of that world.
You ever look at that world and you kind of wonder, like, well, why the spiky bits on the doors? Like, what tradition is this honoring? Or, obviously, you could say, oh, it's just their style, but like everything comes from somewhere. Well, like simple furniture styles comes from, the fact that furniture is expensive to make for the simple folk, right?
I mean, well, with them, I mean, if you look at like, because, I grew up with that stuff, and like, you could always see like the influence that like Roman Catholic cathedrals had. Look at the spaceships. The spaceships all look like these like massive like flying fortress cathedrals.
So there's hey, look at me, look how powerful I am, like a show of power, a show of wealth, like the same way the cathedrals work in our world.
Just a massive it's that's a fun realm for me. I like that stuff.
All right, new blim file.
Yeah, it's up in streaming. It's at the very bottom.
Alrighty, so we're gonna get the show started, everybody. If you don't know, we are look deving for our to mint on this
Hiketnuke means here and now in Latin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, now we know.
Yeah,
knowing is half the battle.
Well, it's it's some percentage of the battle at least.
The other half is violence.
Stabbings.
Well, I'd say violence is probably 40%, and then you get about 20%. What do you call it?
Logistics, right? Supply lines, keeping your soldiers fed. Yeah, that's probably 80% of the battle, really. If we're in fact, we should prank call West Point College right now. What percentage of the battle is knowing? just put somebody on the phone. Just call like the payphone in the hall and ask them to pass the phone around and see if anybody's got a good answer.
Oh, it finally showed up.
Speaking of prank calls, man, if I get a robocall today, we're taking that live. We are taking that live.
Output Lattice.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Impulsive flow of words came out of my face.
Don't be doing that, man.
I know. Look, I
know that, bro.
But it's like, I gotta be who I am.
I gotta be me.
Alien Lattice. Lattices. Alien Lattice. Well, everybody's getting set up. I'm just going to narrate what I'm doing. So I'm writing a script. We got our ancient alien over here, right? Mm-hmm. And we've developed this system that outputs a bunch of ancient aliens, which is pretty rad. We're very proud of that. And now what we want to do is we want our ancient aliens to have some like more overall variation in their silhouette. Give them like a little, like plop them down in there. Okay. So I'm going to give him a little more personality by taking this lattice, which is just it's a collection of points in this sort of geometric structure. It differs from geometry in that it has these internal connections, and it doesn't have faces. right? And each one of these points represents like a range of influence, and it'll be very obvious what I mean by that in just a moment. So I'm going to go edit this lattice, tab to edit, and then just select some points. I'm going to press S to scale, and it's not going to do anything because I haven't hooked it up to any of the geometry yet. So let's go back to the scripting panel, as I've gotten a little bit ahead of myself, and let's fix that right up. So, and then you guys jump in when you're ready to start whatever you want to talk about. I'll just keep talking till then.
So the base color is affected by I'm over here in the
yeah, I see you got the pink on there.
Yeah, like how would I change that to gold?
You just go, it's assigning materials like normal in Blender. So if you want to look at my screen, I will go to this is the same file as you have open there.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to shading is a convenient way to do it. Zoom in on this guy, pick any one of the parts. And it should be that nothing has any shading on it whatsoever because I deleted all the materials before I sent it over. Okay. So we just grab any one of the parts and click New in the shader viewport down here. Then we can set up the shading however we want. I say we probably want to go for like a kind of just a gold-like material. I'm going to put a nice like, you know, battered gold or hammered gold or something on it at the end if I can get automated texture coordinates to look okay. So in the meantime, we can just like turn up the metallic all the way on that guy. We can turn up the specular a bit, turn down the roughness, you know, maybe like 0.2 there. And that just gives us like a basic gold. And now let me name this like basic gold. Basic bitch with some basic gold on them. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Then we select all of these and we make sure that the active selection, the light orange selection, is the one that has the gold on it. So I'm going to control click the base mesh there because that's the one that has the material. And then we can go to material properties over here on the right and pick from this little list of materials. There's a plus minus and then there's a down arrow. You click that down arrow, copy material to selected, and that's going to put them on all of them. Okay. And that way we'll have like, you know, everybody will be lighting for the approximate destination we're headed for.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh yeah. So you guys will work in that scene. I will work in the main scene that has all the automation stuff still in there, and at the end, we'll try to merge them together so that we're getting your guys' look dev and lighting, we're getting my materials, and we're still able to vary the character. Oh, I should let the people know. Well, I'll do that in a moment. I need to stay focused. Focus is required to obtain scripting supremacy. So we need to actually make, so this is going to be the lattice variation script. Another one called, this is going to be add lattice to output. Well, we don't have to do that by hand. We import BPY. BPY is just the Blender Python library. So it's just like an API application programmer interface. It lets you interact with Blender using Python code, which is just the baddest of asses, it turns out. So for every item, we have this output collection here that has all our stuff in it. So I'm going to name that output collection equals bpy.data.collections, and then I can just get it by name. So this just lets me access this element from the code. So now if I want to work with this alien lattice object, which is just the orange grid around our character, I have this, oh, excuse me, I should name this correctly because I was not paying attention as I was writing that out. So let's name this output. If I want to work with the collection of parts, there's my output collection. And then we'll go alien lattice, and we'll do the same, bpy.data.lattices in this case. Blender has a cool file structure that's very convenient to work with programmatically. Everything is flattened out in the actual file. So there's just, the file has data, and then there's a collection of actions, which is animation stuff, brushes, cameras, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you need to get anything, you just need to know its name and what it is. All right. So let's see here. We've got the alien lattice. We've got the output. I think that we can proceed from here. So for obj in output collection.objects, we're going to go ahead and just process everything in there. And what we're going to do is obj dot. I think I've got some code I can steal for this that I should probably snatch rather than try to rewrite.
Is there HDRI active?
There is not an HDR active. There's nothing active in that scene. So you guys can make those choices and then let me know what I need, or when you send me the file, I'll suck them in. Inhale.
Let's see this one. Let's go brighter.
Set an alarm for 11:15 a.m. Oh, I forgot to place order on my scale. See, that's what happens. Okay, we're good now. Excellent. All right, now we got to add these mods. So let's see, apply a lattice to selection. Ooh, well, that looks useful. That looks like a useful little function. So Control C. That there. So def, apply lattice to selection, lat selection, object list. I think we're just going to make this objects. Put these up here. Put these right up here. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. All right. So we've got our lattice. We've got our output collection. And then we have this function that is going to take. Should we just have it take the collection of objects? No, we needed to take a particular object. And we'll just run through them individually. So we're just going to call this object here. And then we need to rename. So actually, set up scene. This we no longer need. That doesn't exist in here. That was part of Cousins that sets up like all the different collections and just kind of makes the workspace a little tidier, but it is not needed here. All part of the fun of reusing code, right? See, lattice object equals random choice. So this is the other thing is we just want to go lattice. We just want to give it a lattice. Don't need any kind of fancy code there. We don't need to do anything silly. And
happy little code. Happy.
That's the lattice we want to apply. That's the lattice object. I guess I should be more specific about that because there's also a lattice modifier, and that's what we're talking about down here. So lattice, and then the interesting thing about this is if we do this wrong, then it ends up adding the lattice again and again and again and again. Wow. It causes problems. So we need to make sure that it's only using one. So we're going to run through any of this stuff. So why don't you guys? What do you guys have to say about what you're doing there? I don't know if my code narration is the optimal. Optimal
sure
entertainment.
Everyone in the chat is wet right now, male or female, it doesn't matter. Everybody's socks are.
Well, it's raining in the chat. That's what I heard.
No, I'm just trying to get this look dev of trying to match everything. But yeah, it's fun, man. I love this show.
Yeah, we were referencing that scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark where like Indy's got the sand that he's like drizzling in the foreground. I don't know if we're gonna get the sand, but maybe we can get a hand or something. Find one in a library somewhere and plop that in. Okay, we don't need to print the object.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like some pedestals.
Pedestals.
Oh, I can't look at anything now without thinking, what if that was procedural? And the fact that they both start with P, procedural pedestals. And mod.name equals, what do we want to call this name? We're going to call this alien lattice. There we go. Okay. Clear. If lattice mod equals none, lattice mod equals this brand new one. That object equals lattice object. I think we're looking good there. So now, OBJ, we can just call this. This might be great. I might run it. I don't want to get too excited. But it might. Okay, for OBJ.
This has been an extremely fun project to work on.
What's that?
This has been a very fun project to work on.
Oh yeah, it's neat to see it like coming to a head too. Like we're deciding now, like all the to take all the things we learned from it and kind of bring it to this point of like glorifying it a little bit. At one level, it's a little mechanical, like building these systems. Like I get a little emotionally conflicted sometimes because like, aren't I just building a factory that stamps some parts together? I know it's more than that, but there's something like really enjoyable about the part where you sit down and start bringing it together and start like really polishing it up in a way that for now at least only humans can do. Only humans can bring that final sense of purpose and that final sense of context and novelty to the system and make it worthwhile. Like when you look at all the outputs side by side, like it can almost like undercut them a little bit, right? Because it's like, well, I see hundreds of this thing and it has kind of this silhouette and these features, and as a human your eyes can glaze over and it can become less special. But when we create like this literal altar that we're placing it on, that was cool what you're just doing there, Chris, with the like it looked like you were exploring possible shapes by dragging that around and having it react to the surface in different ways.
Well, I thought theoretically the end point should be locked in place so that I can manipulate this, but it's not. And if I lock start, it's still like, yeah, I don't know what it. You know what?
Experimentation.
Just gonna.
We're gonna fucking do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Do everything live. What's his deal? What's Bill O'Reilly's deal that he needs to not do it live? Like, I thought the people on TV were supposed to be badasses, but we sit down and do these things live, like, continuously. Now, maybe it's not as polished a production, but hey, we're sitting down and doing it. We don't have to swear. We don't have to say swears.
Yes,
all right?
Yes, we do.
We're big kids. All right?
Swear.
A poor pundit blames his staff, is what I say. OBJ. Okay, so I think this is going to apply all these lattices for me, which is pretty badass. Let's see if that actually happens.
Oh, why does this not work?
Boom, boom, boom. Fail. Let's look at this. Toggle the system console. Get me all of the information. All right. Invalid syntax. Location unknown. -1. Python script failed. Check messages. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is line 12. Oh, I just missed. See, I've been making a lot of typos in my code lately. So for those of you that are curious as to why this is a mistake, there are two. You see the equals here, the equals sign. We're used to that. For those of you that aren't coders, we're used to that in mathematics. It means equivalence. It's actually, quick side note, I was listening to an interesting lecture about mathematics this morning, and the lecturer raised a point that I hadn't really considered, but that is sort of a profound idea in math. When you see the equal sign, it's, we all know that means this thing on the left is equivalent to this thing on the right. But what the lecturer made me realize is that the thing on the left is one way of looking at it. It's one perspective or representation of a thing. And the thing on the right is another distinct representation of that thing, whether it's like the difference between a base 10 number and a base 2 number that are equivalent, or it's an equation or whatever. So he convinced me that a big part of mathematics is about being able to take novel perspectives on the same ideas and see what they do and see if that's useful.
I love mathematics.
Dude, it's amazing. Dude, we got to talk about set theory sometime. I don't understand it very well, but the basic ideas are pretty simple. And from set theory, which it doesn't even use numbers, you can build up a mathematical apparatus that functions exactly the same way as counting numbers, the integers, without using any numbers, by boiling it down to like the ideas of numbers. There's this thing called the successor function. It's like, it just defines, it says when you take in this thing, you get the next thing out. Anyway, I could go on and it wouldn't make a ton of sense because I don't understand it well enough, but I would love to have that chat with you sometimes because when you realize you can do it that way, you can start to build other systems of numbers up without numbers that have interesting properties. And it just makes your mind twist and then like ring out and then go,
Mhm. Yeah.
So going back to this equivalence operator here. So in programming, this is not equivalence. This is assignment. This says do a thing. It's an operator. It says take this thing on the right and shove it into this thing on the left. Whereas the double equals is the equivalence operator. It says it's an operator that takes two inputs, something on the left and something on the right. And if they are equivalent, it outputs true. If they're not equivalent, it outputs false. So you got to have the double equals if you're testing. Like if something is true, you need statements that produce true or false so that you can make a choice. All right, so now I fixed that little bit of that little bug. Let's run it again. And it says blend data has no attribute collection. What? Oh, please. Okay, well, what line is that on? Line 4. Collection, because it's collections. Well, that's just something you got to know. Just got to know that. All right, so then I got collections is correct now. What's the next error? Line 5, key lattice not found. Well, let's go find that. Oh. Key lattice not found. Why does that go? Lattices? Lattice? Oh, that's right. I changed the name. It's Alien Lattice now. Let us make the adjustment. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Continue.
No, I'm good. Continue what?
I don't think.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. We got that one fixed now, which is nice. Now we're going to press the button again. Line 23. This is just my life. Just fix each error. Move on. And lattice is not defined. Wait, what? 19. Oh, because I changed it to lattice mod. That's right. Lattice mod. Oh, is this going to be the one? Oh, getting closer, though. Lattice modifier.object.
And where is that?
Expected object type.
Where's that intensity slider thing?
What did I submit?
For the new version, there's like a...
Oh, you'll have to tell me because I hadn't heard of that.
Oh, adjust last. There we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, adjust last. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice little tool. Okay. Okay, 19. Oh, expected the object. This is the trouble of coding and talking. I can do okay coding and talking to an invisible audience, but when I'm like chatting and you guys are there, that part of my brain that's like automatically like social consequences, human faces watching, it takes up like 40%, and then I'm doing stuff. I gotta stretch by explaining what the different equal signs mean so I can remember what the fuck I was doing.
Nice.
Hey, you come up with solutions, right?
I know. I mean, fuck. I would like to speak more, but I'm fucking trying to get the damn curve thing to behave like it should.
Oh, it's understandable. All right, 19 again. All right, this error says ID type does not support assignment to itself. What am I doing here? I have this object. I need to assign the lattice object here. Okay, lattice mod dot object equals lattice object. That should be right, but of course, I've said that several times now. It needs an object with the lattice embedded, not the lattice itself. That's the issue. Got it. Okay.
Got him.
So now I got to go here and just change this to objects, right? Because in Blender, tons of stuff are objects. And then depending on what data block they carry, that determines what kind of object they are. So a camera is just an object because they all share the property of needing a place in space and an orientation and all that stuff. And then they have some data attached to them that determines what they do. And that sometimes you want to deal with the data blocks, which is what I was confusing myself about there. So I'm going to change this to alien lattice object. make it a little more clear what I was trying to deal with there. And then I can specify that there. And this is going to have a much better chance of working now. Boink. Getting closer. Still on line 19. What does it say here? Lattice mod.object equals lattice object. No, that should totally work. Lattice mod. What am I missing here? Hey man, I can't quite do a Popeye, but I feel like I'm on the verge of what if Popeye was humming the He-Man.
He-Man or something. The He-Man. He-Man, you're here.
Oh, wait a minute, we're in Kiev now. Hello.
Welcome, have some cabbage.
Yes, that's right. Come right in. It's going to be amazing. Oh, FPS Russia. They went through some stuff over there, huh?
Mm-hmm. First person shooter.
That guy's still alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's still alive. He spent 2 months in jail. He had to plead out. He was facing like 25 years. I never met him, but I'm friendly with his former roommate. Her name is Kitty. And so I heard a little bit about their saga through her, but she's pretty tight-lipped. She actually had to testify in connection with the assassination of one of his partners.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it was that. I don't know if you heard that, but one of his partners was assassinated, tied up and shot in the head by somebody he knew. And so there's some pretty dark shit around that channel. Also, he claims that the feds were so enthusiastic to bust him that effectively they drummed up a way to search his house because he was in Georgia where weed is not legal. He bought weed mail order or something, and then they decided that because when he went to pick up the weed, he was dressed in, this is his story, he was dressed in shorts. That meant he was going to go home, which meant that they could search his house and then seize whatever they wanted. And so they seized, according to him, somewhere upwards of $250,000 worth of arms, and they took his half gram of weed too.
Wow.
It was like a concentrator.
Got the weed.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fucking it. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't find the idea of humans being humans that hard to believe. And, thinking about basically a gang of DEA agents that have they're in their world of DEA agentry and they're not really that concerned about the citizens, perhaps. And just enjoying themselves, fucking up people's shit because they think, oh, that's a bad guy. We should do anything we can to interfere with this bad guy, Yeah.
Doing God's work.
Why it's nice to have a criminal justice system, even if it's flawed. Does not support assignment to itself. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Here it's assigned. It's there.
You son of a bitch.
That's right. Yeah, they're all there.
How dare you?
That's weird. So at some point it worked, but it was still throwing errors the whole time. So I don't know why. Anyway, whatever. It worked. We got the job done. So now we get to go back to lattice variation. And now that the lattice is applied, we can demonstrate what I originally set out to demonstrate, which is how the variations, how we can set up this thing to vary in some basic but interesting ways. I'm going to set up a super simple situation where he can our character can just get kind of portly or kind of skinny, or just kind of change the overall profile. So we're going to go into edit mode for our lattice here. And actually, nope, let me take one step back. We're going to use shape keys on the lattice. So shape keys, also known as blend shapes, morph targets, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, it's a strategy, or it's a technology approach. Anyway, here's the deal. You take a mesh with a particular topology, the topology meaning the first vertex is connected by edges to, vertex 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and those are connected to the next one, blah, 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 blah. So obviously you can represent a sphere with arbitrary, with all the same arbitrary or all the same topology, the same, let's say, square faces wrapped all around it. But you cannot, but if you change the order of the vertices, the topology is different from the perspective of like a morph target. So what we can do though, is we can take the same mesh, say this lattice, for instance, which is a kind of mesh, or is it because it doesn't have, anyway, blah, blah, blah. The idea, they're similar in underlying structure. And we can essentially say, all right, we want the base to just be this cube rectangular solid type thing that I made here. So let's just make the base. I'm going to press the plus key under shape keys, and it's going to give me the basis. And that's like the reference shape. And then I can create another one. And then let's call this one like, I'm going to call it Fat L1. Okay. And meaning layer 1. We're going to start on this bottom layer here. So since I have the shape key selected and I'm in the mesh here, I can just hit tab. Now, your mileage may vary. I have some plugins that change Blender's behavior a little bit. I'm not doing anything that uses the plugins, but like me hitting tab and seeing this interface, that's a plugin. So what we can do here.
Do you have a...
Yeah, what's
I'm
up?
changing the base color of this to pretty much black, and it's still not changing the material here.
Which object are you changing?
The pedestal here.
Hold on a second.
And the base color is pretty much a black, and it's not changing anything. Like it'll get lighter, but it won't.
Let me see your shader network for that material there. I'm gonna make this bigger so I can see what's going on. So make yourself the main screen here. I'm not. Oh, maybe I can do that. Remove solo layout. There we go. Okay, I got it. Okay, so base color is black, and this is for, okay, focus on the pedestal down there, please. And then select that, and let me see what's under materials for it. Oh, that's pretty. Scroll up to the top of materials. It's just middle mouse and drag. There we go. So it's the only one there. It's got a lot of specular reflection. Turn down the specular. Okay, that's better. And then probably turn down the roughness, I'm thinking. Oh, better. So if you wanted it to get to, it's going to depend a lot on the environment. So I think what's happening is you're just getting a ton of light from the environment, and it's reflecting more of it than you want. So I would play with specular and roughness mostly. I can't see all of the controls, but that's my guess.
All right. Heard word.
We're gonna have me some fun. We're gonna have us some fun, Spicer. Hold on a sec. Let me get my little bic. Gonna have me
long, tall Sally. Have everything Uncle John need. Gonna have me some fun.
Dude, I'm gonna watch Predator 2 tonight.
Gonna have me some fun.
Here we go. So I'm going to stretch out just this first layer of the lattice to about here. And it looks like I scaled that to 1.565. Actually, let's make that something even so it's just easy to remember for all the other ones. We can keep them consistent. 1.5. Alive. All right, cool. So that's fat layer 1. Now I can pop back into object mode, and I can make another shape key. These are all going to be relative to each other. It's going to be like magic when you see how it works. All right. Fat. Come on. This file is getting a little uppity with me. L2. All right. So we just got to kind of go through this whole process. One day, maybe I'll make a way to automate this, but I don't have enough experience with everything I'd need to do in this situation to bother with that. So 1.5. I'm just going to quickly get these into place, and then we're going to write a little script that's going to make them vary. It's just going to pick some at random, and it'll give us a fun little variation in the sort of portliness or skinniness or overall cartoonish squash stretch feel of our character here. All right, so we've got that one done. Let's go back into object.
We want these in a square format, right?
Yeah. There we go. Oh, that didn't do what I expected at all. It seems like once the Blender file gets heavy enough, Things that used to take a double click now take a triple click.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hold on, I'm getting there. It's like he misses the first doorbell ring. All right. Edit mode. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Bring my ass up because I got to figure out the materials. Object, and then pop right back into here for the last one of the fattest there is. And then maybe we'll make a tall boy one as well and see how that looks. I'm not sure how those will blend, but that's how you find out by trying. Triple click. L4. Edit the most incredible things in Blender. 1.5. Whoop, that's 1.6. That is criminal. 1.5 to bring it alive. Okay, so we got those, and now I'm gonna make Nick. Oh, I thought okay, went in the wrong direction there. Make tall. Tall, short. We'll call it because it's gonna go both ways. Yeah, go both ways. Okay, and edit mode. Yeah, okay. Let me just slide this up in here. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do.
Are they bringing those guys back?
They brought them back once, and I thought the new episodes were better, but I guess MTV didn't get what they wanted out of them, so they didn't stick around for more than I think a season.
I feel like I heard Mike Judge is bringing them back again.
I mean, I'm all for it. If he's got like something to say,
yeah,
because I think that's the thing with bringing Beavis and Butthead back. Like for me, at least, I don't really need them to be what they were before. I mean, I want the same characters, but I want those characters dealing with now.
Yeah.
I think.
Dude, they should bring them back and review fucking TikTok videos.
Well, in the last reboot, they had them doing reality television bits, which were pretty good. It was like pregnant and teenage pregnancy type stuff.
Yeah.
And like Jersey Shore, which seemed super appropriate. Somehow, like that sounded right to me.
Yeah.
Is there a reason I'm not getting denoising data?
I don't know. The file I have. So let's see. By default, let me check that file that I sent you because I still have it open. It is set. Oh, I made a brand new file and I opened that stuff up. So nothing the only thing that are different from default should be the geometry. Everything else should be set. So I don't know in this case, unfortunately. Let me see if it.
That's not good. And denoising.
Now, what kind of denoising are you trying to turn on? Because I usually turn it on in the in the scene properties. What is it called? Render properties. I'm sorry, and it's under. Excuse me. Am I wrong about that? My bad. One sec.
No, it's under view layer properties. It's the image.
No, that's to output the pass, but to just turn on denoising. It's not in Eevee, so I need to switch to cycles, and then it's under sampling, denoising, and I turn on render and viewport denoising there. So you may have a different workflow that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, because it should give you like noisy image, noisy normal, noisy albedo here. But it
you're gonna have to school me on that one after the show because I'm not too sure. Okay, now we got the tall short here. I'll set this to object mode. So now we're all back where we started. And then one last little adjustment I want to make here is I want to go through each one of these and change the range that's possible. And I need to actually step out for a moment so you guys can cover the spread. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, and let's see.
I think one thing we should think about doing is like some packaging for these guys.
Oh yeah,
for some of this stuff, like window boxes, where there's a nice like open shot in the front so you can see everything, and then just some funky graphics on the panels. I think that would look real nice.
what the hell is going on with this thing?
Gremlins, it's got to be.
What the fuck is this? It's nothing at all.
That's amazing.
Like, what the fuck I'm rendering? Fuck was that?
Oh, that's what I want to do here. Oh my god, why am I?
Excellent.
I don't know how I just blanked on where symmetry was, but there you have it.
Transform.
Yep.
Happens to the best of us.
So, do you have any idea what all this pink stuff is?
Ooh, pink stuff. Well. Something something is probably set to do a thing in the rendered view versus the viewport view. But you're in territory that I'm unfamiliar with, so I can't advise you. So I think something on the mesh itself is like exploding out into the scene, but it doesn't have a material on it. You might have to send me the file if you if you want, and I can poke through it and see if I can figure it out. We can tag team it maybe. So much to learn.
Here we go.
Oh my god. Hey Spicer, where's that new thing they put in? The lets you like repeat strokes.
Oh, it's
That's,
interpolate under stroke.
Yeah.
It's under stroke?
Yeah, it's under stroke, interpolate.
Stroke me.
Stroke.
Oh,
Aha.
that's neat. That's neat.
Everything is so slow.
All right, I'm gonna have to put this in the calendar under Freak Factory.
All right.
And
Okay, that's all good. Close that.
all right, it's 05.
Okay. And then you want me to look at that and figure out the pink? Is that the issue?
Yeah, there's just everything's really weird.
All right, let me see what I can learn. You said you were on 2.90.
Satara Night 0.001 on my world. Just do a new one.
All right, let me get over there to the modern weirdos. Weirdos Freak Factor.
And none of the pieces are rendering either. It's just a base mesh.
I have suspicions. Many suspicions. Oh, you're still using the 360 meg file. So that's the first one. That file may have a lot of other surprises. Remember, that's the first one I sent out, and then we were having issues with it, so I sent out the trimmed down one. Let me see what I can learn here, but I suspect it's all just because something I have not done with the Ancient Aliens file yet at all is try to render it using a proper render output. What I normally do for R&D is I just render in the viewport and use like a screen capture tool to get output. So I haven't really gone through and done the diligence on figuring out what works for rendering and what doesn't yet, which is a thing you got to do in Blender. Okay, so let's see here. I've got the scene. Open up. Generic. We got, very pretty. The golden idol. And now, if I render it, let's see, F12. What do we get? Yeah, we got all kinds of pink stuff. And I think that's going to be all kinds of shit that is just not set to not render. So let's see here. Rules. Okay, output is set to not render. So that's a problem. Let's turn output to rendering. Let's see, prototype. We don't even, do we need, we do need prototype still. Now, the file I got from you also still has these lights, light object 1, light object 2 in the scene. You're using those, I assume, yeah? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it might look better with them off, honestly. Well, it's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good across the board.
Yeah.
Okay, cube, pedestal, stat. Okay, so patch of photo scanned dirt. That is set to be renderable. We do need the base mesh where it is, so that's fine. The statics can all render. Let's see if this is still blowing up. I suspect now. What is this object?
Oh, I just imported the light. It didn't actually import where it was coming from. Okay.
Yeah, the append function, I'm still getting used to how things get added to Blender. It's not intuitive in my view, but I've often found that eventually they convince me that they're doing things in a pretty smart way. So, okay, what is exploding into our scene? It would be nice if I could render it and then interrogate the scene for like what I'm hovering over, and that would tell me what object this pink thing is. Scripting. If you ever wanted to like look behind the scenes of just like a small studio of professionals working on a problem, you're watching it. Like this is exactly what happens. It's, oh, hey, why is this thing working haywire? Okay, well, let's dig in there. Let me ask my buddy. All right. All right, now I got to look at like the modifiers on everything and see if something has like a modifier that's like hidden at render time or hidden at viewport time, but visible at render. Oh, you know what I could do, though, is I could start hiding everything that I'm pretty sure it's not. So, for instance, if I hide those elements, if I hide the static scene, now when I render, will I see pink? So now we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to use the scientific method. Actually, I don't know if this is a scientific. Let's see. My hypothesis. Yeah, we're going to use the scientific method right now. Hold on a second. I need to practice my scientific method anyway. So let's just get a list here. Scientific method. All right. I certainly typed that poorly. Okay, make an observation. I observed that there's pink shit all over our scene. Ask a question. Is that pink shit coming from one of these collections specifically? Form a hypothesis. If I turn off the collections one by one, I should be able to determine which one it's coming from, if it's coming from any of them. Make a prediction. I think it's coming from one of them, and eventually it will disappear. Test the prediction. Here we go. Let's do this. All right, so we've hidden the static scene. Now let's we've hidden the rules scene. Let's hide the output scene. See what that does. F12. No, we still got pink. Oh, that's interesting. But we're still seeing a bunch of pink, and we're seeing the output. So that tells me that it's not actually hiding things that I think it should be hiding. Well, that's very interesting. Well, Mr. Blender. All right, well, what we're going to do now, since Blender has a nice, robust undo system, we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to delete entire hierarchies until we get what we want. Oh, no camera in the scene. Oh, my reign of terror was brutal and cruel, but short. Nice. All right. Delete hierarchy, except for the camera. We're going to keep the camera. Oh, what is this? Suddenly, I don't see no pink no more. So it was in the scene collection, which I did not predict. But also, I didn't predict that turning off the renderability of a collection would not turn off the renderability of the collection. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's this fantasy rock outcrop here. In fact, now that I think about it, that's definitely it. So, delete patch of photoscan dirt and fantasy rock outcrop from the statics collection. Yeah, that was definitely it.
What up, Sparks? Sparks is here.
Sparks. Hey, Sparks. Word.
What's going on, Sparky? York.
Everything was great till you used that nickname. You know, just people are tender on the internet sometimes. You can't predict. Okay, so yeah, if you get rid of those, I think problem solved.
All right.
Cool. All righty. Now let's see here. Getting back to this, we need to. This is too slow to vary this stuff by hand. So we got to write another scripty. Scriptilicus. We got to get scriptilicious. Is what we got to do. Okay, so we got the output collection, and then I spelled lattices wrong here, but I don't know if we need this. Yeah, we need. Yeah, I think we can access this from here. I need to read this over here. So let's see. Oh, that one's going to need some help. Let's go File, New Window, Doink, and then let's go Open Recent and Automate Shape Keys. And I think that'll be good. Yeah. Let's go right down here. This is a little bit of a messier script, but it gets a lot of good stuff done. So we want to vary the vary stem would be a useful place to go. So, oh no, that's actually a little more complicated than I want to mess with. Let's see, vary cap. Yeah, here we go. So vary cap, it gets. We don't need to worry about the materials. Just these 2 lines of code, I believe, are doing everything I need to do to vary the shape keys in the cap. So I'm going to use that same pattern over here. So let's see, that works out to be 4 KB, which is what key blocks in output lattice key blocks. That's it. And then kb.value equals random.uniform. And I think they don't all vary exactly the same, but I think I can get away with it. Negative 0.67, which is going to do the opposite of the key, the transformations that I did to the vertices. You'll see in a moment. So where I was making it fatter, it will also go. It knows. It's like, well, it's just a direction, right? It's saying like, well, okay, the original vertex is over here in the basis, and my vertex is over here. Vertice, it's vertex when you're singular. My vertex is over here. There's just a line between them, so it can go like. It just translates the original position of the vertex along that line to the target position. So it's pretty easy to just go negative and head the other way. And that's what it can do. And it ends up being pretty useful. Okay, so we go negative 0.67 to 1. And I think this is just going to run through them all and get it done. So I'm not sure we even need to have the output collection because everything's already all hooked up to it. Let's just do that. Let's save the file again, and it's got a save notification. And I believe, okay, now we got to chug through the errors again until we figure out what's going on with this. All right. Lattice object has no key block. Oh, okay, because let's see, I'm getting lattices. Oh, has no key blocks. Wait a minute here. Let's take a look. Very cap. So lattice underscore SK. Oh, this is the shape keys for the lattice specifically. So where am I defining that? Lattice underscore SK. I just need to get that from shape keys, not lattices. So many little gotchas, shape keys, which means I also need to go find the name of the shape key, which is not as straightforward as I would like. I'm still learning. This name is gonna need to change as well. It's probably just gonna be like key or some number, key with some number after. But we're going to this is the what is this thing? This is one of the data views. This is the outliner data view over here, and I'm just picking it's Blender file that is pointed at. So I've got this list of all the little assets in my Blender file, and it drove me nuts when I first got into Blender. It's like, where the hell do I just see a list of all the materials in the scene? There's still not a great browser for them, or like what I would call a good interface, but at least now I know where to find them and dick with them if I have to. All right, so
didn't they just put out like some kind of material thing?
Yeah, so in 3.0. There
Okay.
is like an asset browser, and it seems like it's going to be a nuclear detonation of awesome for getting stuff built quickly.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't tested anything with 3.0 yet. I've been trying to stay focused on what I can do with 2.93.
Right.
All right, so we got shape keys here. It's just called key, so let's change this to alien lattice keys, just for tidiness and for the future when I come back to this file in 8 months and I'm like, what the fuck was this? All right, so we save that out, and I believe, yeah, there we go. So this, now you will see the purpose of this effort. We can create quickly any of these guys will automatically be assigned. Well, it needs to be assigned the lattices. I need to make that automatic in a moment. But the now it can get like these different fun outlines. It can get a little taller. It can get pear-shaped, can be more capsule-shaped. It just gives them a much more organic feel, and it gives them more expressive range than they have without it. It's interesting. Like, I wonder what the ultimate test for the expressive range of a procedural system is. Is it when you make like 1,000 of them and you look at them and they all look like different things? That's never going to happen. But it's like, how different can they look and still all be coherent?
Alrighty, I think I got my look of set.
Cool. Now, do you and Chris want to like take your goodies and like kind of merge them together, and then I'll merge them into the scene?
I need to decimate this a bit then, or something.
Why don't you guys coordinate, and I'll figure out materials now that I got this. I got to do another technical thing that I got to focus on too.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do this in a tricky way, aren't I?
In a very tricky way, indeed. Yeah.
You're gonna be a little surprised when you see how tricky this is, Spicer. Oh, BKB. I think I have a method right now. So what if I went to scene view and I made myself a new? Oh, it deleted the base. That's the problem. Okay, that's going to have to go back up here. There we go. Interesting. Okay, now I need to get it to assign all of these. So can I just do this? Not without some debugging. Back to the debugging. Okay, did these get assigned though? That's the real. No, they did not. Well, acting up again, are we? We'll have to see about that. Oh, Alien Lattice got deleted. Oh, shit. There it is. Go up here now. Very good. Excellent. Oh, that's where the error is. Like, why it was kept getting this error? Like, I'm trying to apply a lattice to itself. Well, it was in the output folder or in the output collection. So of course it's trying to apply it to itself. Wah wah. Okay, that worked. Now, so it's going to be a little more cumbersome than usual, but we can do this. Yeah. Beautiful. And now let's just make sure that I can run this guy here. Cool. And now run this guy here. Did that work? Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is the variation. I need to run the application. Add lattice to output. There we go. Now it's behaving properly. Cool. All right. My next mission is to add like a sweet gold material. I'm going to use a substance gold material that's similar to what you guys have set up, but has some like flex and stuff in it, and see if I can get that working with some kind of automated UV mapping. So let's take a look. We got some substances here. We got bronze, yellow bronze. Well, that might be pretty good. Just gotta find a way to apply it to literally every rule in the scene. Well, I think I can do that. Let's apply this one first. And then go check this out. Delete this thing. And then, oh yes. Oh, that's far too shiny. Wow, that looks wild. Oh, because interesting. Okay, I think I can paste that. There's an issue here where the low resolution meshes, when they get distorted by the lattice, they're, because some of their faces are just 2 or 3 triangles, those triangles really start to show. So that needs to be addressed. Let's see here. Let's move that. We got our material here. What is this? Some kind of rooftop material? No. Bronze yellow is what we're after. Oh, we're in the world view. Object. Okay, now we're cooking with bronze yellow. Well, this needs to be somewhat rougher. I don't know where this is coming. Okay, we'll just pipe it in from here, I guess. Does this have a roughness? Bronze roughness. There we go. See, I'm not buying this bronze roughness they're claiming here. This is not looking rough at all.
It is neither bronze nor rough.
No.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So let's turn that up. Oh man, it's taking that hard. You turn that roughness up and it goes quick. All right, let's try that there. Now, when this guy we're gonna have to add a subdivision surfaces modifier here. But we're gonna leave this on simple mode and just subdivide it a couple times whenever we see an issue. We can also shade smooth.
Hey, Spicer.
Shade smooth. Yeah.
When you do a projectile to do details, does the layer order of the subtools matter, or does it just whatever's turned on and the one you have selected?
Whatever is turned on is going to project. So usually I do it piece by piece, so there's no distortion or artifacts going on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly, this. Oh no, there is a color adjustment. Good.
Okay, that kind of worked out.
God,
More madness.
Jesus, just fucking render it correctly. Oh my god, man! Why can't
you sound like Harry Plinkett when you say that? Just render it correctly.
Why is this not working? Why is
Okay,
everything
somehow
on
these
one
stupid
go?
rocks are still here. How did this? Oh, I know it. I know why. Okay.
I just wanna render like I normally fucking render.
Ooh, that worked. Fuck yeah. All right.
Make no promises about being able to actually render. All right. Now I'm going to get rid of my lights because new lights are coming down the pipe. And I wonder if I can just... Ooh, yeah, I think I can. Let's do that. Let's make a script that runs all the other scripts. I don't like it.
What the fuck is going on? Oh my god. What the fuck, dude?
This is why computers are not going to take our jobs anytime soon, because as smart as capable as the computer is to produce the results, I'd be shocked if the computer could debug its own bullshit.
Yeah.
I am now telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime supply of chocolate.
Class redismissed. Run all scripts. Call that for now. Import BPY.
Oh, that's what the thing went. Okay.
And run legacy grammar is bpy.ops.cuz01. Let's just copy Python command. Cool. Now, oh, what the hell button did I just press? Oh, I hate that. It's like I pressed a button that I normally press all the time, but it's taken me to, well, I didn't see exactly what it was, and it's taken me to a screen I'm totally unfamiliar with. Where am I? I'm in geometry nodes somehow. All right, add lattice output. We got to do that. Let's grab all of this goodness here. Lattice to selection. Okay. Pop back over here into run all scripts. Okay. We're good there. And finally, lattice variation. Whoopties. There we go. And now, whoa, it totally works. Oh, random is not defined. All right, all right. Odd. There we go. Is everything? Yeah, that's all working. Sweet. Now I can do it in one click. Okay. Now I need to get all of the rules assigned with this material. Which I could just do right here, I guess. How does that normally work? Where was I doing that before? Right down here. There we are. So as we're running through all of the objects in the collection, we'll just give them the material as well. And I don't have to do it by hand. So we're going to go nope. Data. UI dot. No. What am I doing here? obj.data, which is the mesh data block, dot materials 0, which is just the material index that's assigned to the whole geometry by default. And then bpy dot data dot materials, and then we just need the key for this material, which we can find right here in the outline. This is called, oh, probably should have known, it's called bronze yellow because I said it 3 times before. All good. All right, so that's going to assign bronze yellow to everything every time I run this. In principle. Yep, totally works. Some of these look a little more squished than I'd like, but I'm comfortable with that. Now, we're getting there, my friends. I think once you guys are ready to hand me a scene to utilize, then I should. Why is this not moving? This is interesting. Then I should be able to just plug in your guys' scene with the lights and then kind of position it so that, or position everything around this and then just run this thing and it should work.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where's my material and light setup?
You posted that?
Yeah, just gonna render it
Yeah,
out
all
just to double check, but yeah.
Sweet.
But Diablo 2 Resurrected is today.
Ooh.
All right, so we gotta end this. So we're ending this in 15 minutes, just so you know.
Oh, well.
All right.
That sounds promising. I mean, shit. I remember Diablo 2. If they what's the scuttlebutt on Diablo 2 Resurrected?
It's the same game. Everything's exactly the same. It's just graphics.
Just smexier?
Yeah, just like the same inventory problems, the same clicking every goddamn place.
Oh, interesting.
Like none of the quality of life things have changed.
I don't know. I'm less sold now.
Well, they're going to change that. So
they're planning to add more quality of life to it. Is that their claim?
Yeah, but they want to make sure that
they get their money now.
Like they what do you call it? That comes out exactly as they promised. They said it's going to be the exact same game. So after that, then they're going to start rolling out.
Gotcha. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess when you make gamers, you say to gamers, this thing that now this is not all gamers, but this is what I think underlies a lot of the gamer rage bullshit. You've made people dependent upon your product to get a feeling, or to avoid a feeling. And people are real sensitive to variations in their drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like if you snort cocaine, it better do some cocaine ass shit or you're going to be pissed or dead.
Yeah, you got to give them what they want. You got to give them what they want.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is going on with this material here? This is vexing me somewhat.
So let's name this material.
Something to do with this bronze yellow material is causing a normals issue here that I need to sort out. Shading. Is this like because it has goofy UV map on it? Is that the issue here? So it's using the UVs. Let's use generated UVs. No, man. This is weird. Okay, maybe it needs an auto smooth situation on us there. Let's go. Normals, auto map. And then let's adjust here. Okay. Weird. I don't like this. Yeah, it won't smooth those. Let's turn off auto smooth. Then we gotta try some other shit, I guess. Modifiers. UV project. Well, this actually, we can do this. This will work. So let's set this back to UVs. UV project has an interesting tool. We can create let's just create a circle. It's symbolic. The shape doesn't affect the result, as I understand it. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it in front of our item here. It doesn't need to be this big, I don't think. So let's just pull a little more ruly. And then we select this and we specify that this circle is our projector. And it's just going to use the Z axis of this to effectively just create a UV mapping based upon, like, what if you were looking directly through the model, which has, oh man, it's still not great. We have triplanar projection here.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I just don't know how to use it. I need to find it. This can be useful for certain types of materials, but this faceting is bugging me, and I'm not sure how to address that. I guess it's something to do with the way the normals on this material itself works. I'm going to try the triplanar and see if that does better for us. One up. Triplanar mapping. Blender. Blender secrets. Triplanar / box mapping. Oof, let's map that box. UV unwrapping is a lot of work, and not all objects really need it. You can use box mapping, sometimes called triplanar mapping, as a quick fix. All right, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down. Oh, wait. Oh, you're just a video. Oh, fuck off with your... The written word still matters. Actually, it's very easy to use. Do simple triplanar. I searched experiment, found a... You need a node setup like my... Oh, do I have to build it myself? Oh, okay. So, no. Oh, that has to do with the material. Oh, my God. I don't know about this. Okay, we can try to go in that way. I'm going to have to do that for all these elements, though. You know what? Before I do that, I'm just going to try out like another metal material here and see if it does better for us. How much time we got left?
We got 9 minutes.
Oh, shit. Get them turned in, fellers.
Oh, yeah. Mine is ready to go. I'm going to put it in the free factory.
Okay, you put it under the look dev item you made for today?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, up.
I'm going to let my dog... Well, shit. Yeah, well, we only got 8 minutes.
They can chill.
They can chill.
All right, carved concrete. What's it going to take for you to show up on this mesh? Like a man. Hey,
and don't worry about it being too decorative, Harry, because then it's going to take away the attention from the actual idol. So
why don't you just relax?
You know, so don't worry about putting too much on there, brother.
I'm not home.
Don't worry about it.
I'm channeling some fucking Jack Kirby right here, dude. I'm going real simple.
All right, brother.
Real
All
simple.
right.
Don't you worry.
All right.
Battered nickel? That doesn't sound fancy enough. Gingham. Chrome gold grid. No, not. I thought it said gold, but it says grid. Do I have just a gold? Gold natural. Hey, natural. It's right there. Load. Apply. Okay, yeah, this is working a lot better. Let's increase the resolution of that. Did that work? Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Now I gotta get the name. That in the script. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that dog? The one that you have for sale. Oh, looking smexy. One thing that is it's not going to work this time, so it's going to be unideal, is some of these are going to penetrate down into the surface of the platform because of the way we built them. But
it shouldn't no one should see it go through the other side, so we should be all right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like the wings and stuff like that?
No, just the bottom. So some of it will look like it's embedded in the pedestal, that's all. Some of these are a little too swingy. Let's make these a little less extreme. Let's make it 0.5. Save that. Oh yeah, these are looking nice. Okay, spicy lights. Meow. Get those loaded up. Make sure we're good here.
In the center, all looking straight down or something.
Okay. So I'm going to take this to new. Don't save. And then I'm going to download Spicy Lights. Open that. Yeah. Okay. Now I am going to delete this shit that I don't need. And then suck in everything else. Like a bouse. And you have a camera in there, so I'll get rid of my camera as well. Whoops. Save that. And then Spicy Lights and downloads. So I can pop over here to append. Download those Spicy Lights. And then I think the easiest way to do this would be to everything's in the main collection. There we go. Well, that's interesting. Oh, because I hadn't saved yet. Okay. Mystery averted. Oh, it's not gonna undo that. Like, no, there's some things we undo and there's some things we do not undo. Delete hierarchy. I feel like I deleted something else that needs to be back. Let's see. So 3 lights and 2 a camera and a pedestal. Oh, they're all there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We won't be able to see it because of the low angle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oops, not the outliner. We need the text editor, and we're going to open up. Run all scripts. Oh, somebody ringing my doorbell. They ain't going to get an answer. Oh, let's see. I think, let's see, we put this into render mode and hide all this extra stuff. Oh, yeah. Now, did you add an HDR as well?
No,
Okay.
It should be just regular. But that's using the material that I use. So I don't
Yeah. I might switch to that because your lights work better with your material. So I might just put that into my system instead. Because this is somebody's now double dinged, so I got to come back. I got to get the door.
Mm-hmm. Double ding, a double ding a ling.
You don't want the double dinger.
Mm.
Or maybe you do. I don't know.
Double
To
dinger,
each their
double
own.
dinger.
To each their own.
What's up, Zinc? Appreciate you being here.
Hey, what's up, Deezen? Why is that doing that?
Plan on minting at least 25. I think, depending on the cost of the gas and the minting, maybe up to 100. So we'll see. Yeah, we will see.
I don't think we're going to have time to mint today, gentlemen. I have to. I'm gonna have to TCB here, unfortunately.
Yep. We got a minute left, anyways.
Let's see if I need to look up something for Max's piano teacher. So you guys are getting behind the scenes. I'll
Sweet.
Perka.
Well, I guess we'll be back next Thursday.
Yeah. Well, we need to make a note of our visitor. I've forgotten the name. I don't have it in front of me. But we owe somebody an NFT.
Yeah, Ivana. Yeah,
Ivana. There we go. Okay. Hey, Daniel. Welcome.
So we'll make sure, and then Daniel, and then Sparks. We'll send you an NFT as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just take like a little screenshot here, and I guess come back next week to collect.
Yep.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
and, we'll be back next week, and we have VoidStrummer here. Make sure to follow him on YouTube, on Twitter, and you want to give him the rundown of.
It'll be real quick. VoidStrummer.com is where you can find out everything I'm up to, and you can go to Hicket Nunk and purchase some of my work to keep me working, if you're inclined to the word of that sort of thing. Thanks very much.
And Mandibles, let them know.
Hey, you can catch all the goodies that I am messing around with on GammaBombStudio.com.
Alrighty. And my name is Spicer. Thank you very much for being here. We're going to be back next Thursday, same time, 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, working on NFTs, answering your NFT questions, creating procedural greatness every week. So come on back.
I got a few of these running in here so we can appreciate how far we got. Look at this. I switched to your material, Spicer, and now I'm just running through them. Look at that sparkling in the light. This little alien face hole here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna come back around and finalize this thing, and then these will be available on our Hicket Nunk as well in the near future. So keep an eye out for those.
Yep. And everybody say bye, YouTube.
Ta-ta!